Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1983 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey as I originally transitioned in 2017, but not until 2018 did I start showing up in video and journaling and logging what I was doing, what was working, what wasn't working, the good, the bad, the ugly, I call it, because some stuff I've done has worked out really, really well. Other stuff has been an abysmal failure online and offline too, right? I learned a long time ago that failure is the road to success. This is an idiom and an expression by Thomas Edison, who gave us many wise words on success, failure, trial, error, scientific things. 10,000 tries to invent a light bulb, right? 10,000 failures. But were they failures, or were they just things that didn't work that led to one of the biggest, most important discoveries of our time, right? Electricity. Can't even, every summer the lights go out, right? Because there's storms and things where I live, and we realize how much we depend on things like electricity because it runs everything, right? Nowadays especially. So that was our idiom today. Failure is the road to success. And it's amazing to me how many people don't realize this and get so bent up and bent out of shape when something goes wrong, or when something doesn't go perfectly the first time, or if there's traffic or someone in their way, etc. People get all rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, what is the point of getting all upset over things, number one, that you can't control? You can't control other people, so why get upset about them? And number two, things like the weather, or like we're having a lot of bad air quality because of forest fires up in Canada. We have no control over that, but it's crazy because I don't remember ever in my life thinking about or looking into what is the air quality in Wisconsin, right? Because it hasn't, I'm sure we've had forest fires before and impact before, but nothing like we're having this summer. It's really weird. We've had severe, and I think one day St. Paul, Minnesota, which is right by where I live, was the worst in the world for air quality. What's the probability of that? Crazy times. But can I control that? No, I can just decide how I'm going to respond to that. Number one, I'm not going to care about it at all, but I'm also not going to go outside and mow the lawn or something. So today for this year's Get Up and Go challenge, Get Your Goals annual challenge. Get Up and Go challenge was 2020 and 2021. Every other month we did a 30-day plus challenge to keep us moving throughout the pandemic, keep me moving throughout the pandemic. And if I was moving, I wanted to bring people with me. So today, in this year's annual challenge, the Get Your Goals annual challenge, we're focusing on, and we're actually just finishing up tomorrow, the financial area and aspect of our life. I started this last year, maybe the year before. I'd done my goals and framed my life using this framework for a long time. I added communication and confidence in 2021 because I'm getting some coaching and doing a coaching program in those areas. And I thought, well, if I'm doing it and I'm paying attention to it, why wouldn't I want to share that with people that I'm doing my challenges with? So I started doing that. But prior to that, I used a 7-part framework that I learned in the 80s. I know, way back in the 1980s, that is, not the 1880s, the 1980s, from Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins and who all else, I don't remember. Back in the guru days, a lot of people talked about different frameworks and ways of taking your life and trying to look at different aspects of it to make sure that you didn't forget anything. Like, for a long time, till I was 50, I forgot, pretty much just turned off my brain when it came to my physical well-being and health. And that was to my detriment, right? I had a sudden cardiac arrest and checked out for a while because I haven't been taking care of myself in any area and aspect of my life, but especially physically. I guess I've been taking care of financial and my family and relationships, but not some relationships, and not my emotional or mental or physical health. And so that came back to bite me in the rear and wake me up, gave me a huge wake-up call. So those areas are physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial. We've done these 5 areas as of tomorrow. We're going to jump into relationships next. I think July will be relationship month, because we do a lot of family fun things in July. We always have, in my family. That's it. That's all I've got today. Working on a project that's really not exactly fun, but it's hard work, so it's getting me moving and excited about that. If I can help you in any way, please ask. Please hit me up. Don't be shy. Just ask. You can reach me, just Google me, or you can hit me up at pajamagrandma@gmail.com is my Voxer handle. It's a walkie-talkie phone app, and I love it because I can listen and respond immediately. I don't have to try to read texts, go into texts, try to read emails, go into emails, and respond. So it's the quickest, easiest way to get an answer from me if you've got a question. Now, please don't ask me a question if you haven't at all tried to think about it or figure it out yourself. We all have to be self-starters. We're all responsible for ourselves. But I know how frustrating it is to try to ask a question but be afraid to. I still struggle with asking for help and asking for things. But I've learned, and this is one of those things I fail to do, I fail to ask for help, that as soon as I ask the question, and I don't even have to ask a specific person, if I Google it, or if I ask a question in one of the question and answer apps, or not apps, or online forums type things, even before anyone can answer, I realize that I've known the answer all along. And since I've done that repeatedly, I've gotten better about asking, but it is still an improvement area for me. So know that I know it's hard to ask, and that's why I want to be a resource for you in that area. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, see you tomorrow.